Start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudirayet Nastapráyeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtaki Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yatkripa tamaham vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Chaitanyamishwaram Paramanand Madhavam Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Militamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarini Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. Welcome all for Bhagavatam discussion. Wish you all very happy Deepavali. Hope you all had a wonderful feast yesterday, and of course also had a good prayers to the Lord on auspicious day of Deepavali. Okay.
Happy Diwali and Dandavat Pranams Prabhuji. Hare
Mataji,
Krishna.
for Kannadigas, don't say Diwali.
Pranams Prabhuji.
Shri Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
For Kannadigas, don't say Diwali. Diwali means different meaning in Kannada.
Okay. Deepavali.
Deepavali. Diwali means Kannada is the insolvency. You become pauper.
Oh, very wrong meaning, Prabhuji.
Yes, especially for Kannadigas.
Deepavali.
Yeah. Anyway, so wishing all very, very happy. And may the Lord bring a lot of auspiciousness. So the light of Deepa can remove the ignorance from our heart and bring Lord Krishna and Lord Rama into our heart, and so that they can take us forward in this material life to the spiritual world. With that prayer, we'll start Bhagavatam today. So 17 words, who is going to read?
I'll read, Prabhuji.
Okay, sure.
Canto 2, Chapter 2, Text 17. Na yatra kalo nimisham paraha prabhu kudah no deva jagatam ya ishire na yatra sattvam na rajah tamascha na vek vikaro na mahan pradhanam. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. In the transcendental state of Labdopashanti, there is no supremacy of the devastating time which controls even the celestial demigods who are empowered to rule over mundane creatures. And what to speak of the demigods themselves? Nor is there the mode of material goodness, nor passion, nor ignorance, nor even the false ego, nor the material casual ocean, nor the material nature. Purport. Devastating time, which controls even the celestial demigods by its manifestations of past, present, and future, does not act on the transcendental plane. The influence of time is exhibited by the symptoms of birth, death, old age, and disease, and these four principles of material conditions are present everywhere in any part of the material cosmos up to the planet of Brahmaloka, where the duration of life of the inhabitants appear to us to be fabulous. Insurmountable time even brings about the death of Brahma. So what to speak of other demigods like Indra, Chandra, Surya, Vayu, and Varuna? The astronomical influence directed by the different demigods over mundane creatures is also conspicuous by its absence. In material existence, the living entities are afraid of satanic influence,
Satanic.
but for a devotee on the transcendental plane, there is no such fear at all. The living entities change their material bodies in different shapes and forms under the influence of the different modes of material nature. But in the transcendental state of the devotee is a gunatita, are above the material modes of goodness, passion, and ignorance. Thus, the false ego of I am the Lord of all eyes survey does not arise there. In the material world, the false ego of the living being trying to lord it over the material nature is something like that moths falling in a blazing fire. The moth is captivated by the glaring beauty of the fire, and when he comes to enjoy it, the blazing fire consumes him. In the transcendental state, the living being is pure in his consciousness, and as such, he has no false ego to lord it over the material nature. Rather, his pure consciousness direct him to surrender unto the Supreme Lord, as stated in the Bhagavad Gita 7.19. Vasudevaha sarvam iti sa mahatmasu durlabhaha. All this indicates that in the transcendental state, there is neither material creation nor the casual ocean for material nature. The above mentioned state of affairs is factual on the transcendental plane, but is factually revealed in transcendentalist knowledge of the advanced state of pure consciousness. Such transcendentalists are of two types, namely the impersonalist and the divinist. For the impersonalist, the ultimate goal of destination is the Brahma Jyoti of the spiritual sky, but for the devotee, the ultimate goal is the Vaikuntha planets. The devotee experiences the above mentioned state of affairs by attainment of spiritual forms for activity in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. But the impersonalist, because of his neglecting the association of the Lord, does not develop a spiritual body for spiritual activity, but remains a spiritual spark only, merged in the effulgent spiritual rays of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Lord is the Lord is the full-fledged form of eternity, bliss, and knowledge, but the formless Brahma Jyoti is simply eternity and knowledge. The Vaikuntha planets are also forms of eternity, bliss, and knowledge, and therefore the devotees of the Lord who are admitted into the abode of Lord also get bodies of eternity, bliss, and knowledge. As such, there is no difference between one and another. The Lord's abode, name, fame, entourage, etc., are of the same transcendental quality, and how this transcendental quality differs from the material world is explained herewith in this verse. In the Bhagavad Gita, three principal subjects have been explained by Lord Shri Krishna, namely Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. But one can reach the Vaikuntha planets by the practice of Bhakti Yoga only. The other two are incompetent in helping one reach the Vaikuntha lokas, although they can, however, conveniently take one to the effulgent Brahma Jyoti as described above. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Wonderful purport. So Bhagavatam discussing material creation. And here in the previous verses, we could see the Virat Rupa discussion happen. Then here it says, in the transcendental state of Labdhopashanti. See what Prabhupada translates that word, Labdhopashanti. See that exact word here. Okay, so there is no supremacy devastating time. So basically, in the spiritual world, there's no time, or there is no time factor, or time has no place there. That means there is no day, there is no night, there is no birth, there is no death. So there is no passage of time in spiritual world. So there is no supremacy time which controls even celestial demigods who are empowered rule the mundane creatures. So in the material world, time is the Kalosmi. Krishna himself says, I am the Kala, time. But in the spiritual world, there is no time. So in the material world, even the greatest Devata, Brahma, has to die. His time is also there. His 100 years will come, he has to die. He has to leave his body. Then what about other devatas? Everybody has to die. Only Vishnu Tattvas and Lord Shiva will be exempted from the death. Everybody else has to go. So in the material world, time has full control, whereas in spiritual world, there is no time control. So the translation says, nor is there is a mode of material natures, goodness, passion, or ignorance, nor even the false ego, nor the material causal ocean, nor the material nature. So in the spiritual world, they have no place. So Prabhupada in the purport says a devastating time, which controls even the celestial demigods by its unmanifested or manifested past, present, and future, does not act on the transcendental plane. So in the spiritual world, time has no action or no control. So it's mentioned that in the Vaikuntha Loka, spiritual world, everybody Navayavana. Nobody becomes old. You can see that Krishna, when he came in the material world, in the Vrindavan and Mathura, and of course Dwaraka. So he was always looking at a 16 years old, even though the age factor he was almost 125 years. So he is always Navayavana. In the spiritual world, everybody is Navayavana. So Prabhupada says that even the material cosmos up to the planet of Brahma, Brahma Bhuvana Loka Punaravartino, Arjuna. Krishna says that for those who go to Brahma Loka also, Punaravartino, they'll come back here. That means everybody has to die. There is no exemptions. Whereas spiritual world, there is a full exemption for time. So Prabhupada says, insurmountable time even brings about death Brahma. What to speak about other demigods like Chandra, Surya, Vayu, etc. So Prabhupada also talks about satanic influence, satanic, demonic, or in Christian there is something called Satan. So that's or the what you call Shani. So such influences doesn't work in spiritual world. But for a devotee on the transcendental plane, there is no such fear at all. So Prabhupada is making it very clear that devotees don't have to worry for the whether Shani or even any of this horoscope. So it can be horoscope for others, but for devotee doesn't make any sense because devotees are fully dependent on Krishna. Krishna can change their the horoscope. Krishna can change their destiny. So the horoscope or their influence of Shani doesn't make any difference. There is one nice joke. Maybe once a person went to astrologer. So he showed his horoscope. The astrologer read the horoscope and he said, you have a big problem. You have a Shani dosha. So this person got frightened naturally. So what is the solution? He says, in those days maybe, give 1,000 rupees. I will do some homa or some puja so that your Shani can be relieved. So that person says, I don't have 1,000 rupees. I'm so poor. Okay, give 500 rupees. I will do some adjustment. He says, I don't have 500 also. Okay, give 100 rupees. He says, I don't have 100 also. Give 50 rupees. He says, I don't have 50 rupees also. Give 10 rupees. I'll do something. He says, I don't have 10 rupees. He says, give 1 rupee at least. He says, I don't have 1 rupee also. Then he says, astrology says, what Shani can do for you, we can go home. Because you have nothing. What Shani can disturb? I mean, it can be joke, but point is that for a devotee, we don't have to worry for any of this kind of astrology, all those things, provided we fully depend on Krishna. But many times what happens that we are not dependent on Krishna. Then yes, all this influence will be there. So that's why Prabhupada says here, devotees are gunatita. They are beyond the 3 modes of goodness or passion or ignorance because they are not bothered. We have to reach that level because not that just because I start coming to ISKCON, I become gunatita, I become super, no. We have to reach that level. The consciousness should, like Krishna says, Sarva Dharma Parityajya Ma Meka Sharana Vraja. That's the state I have to reach. Then only I can say Gunatita. Sarva dharma means that not the religion. I have to give up every my activity, fully surrender to Krishna, depend fully on Krishna. That is the time I am Gunatita. I am beyond any of those influences, whether Shani or any Bhuta, Preta, nobody can touch because it's fully dependent on Krishna. So that's why, otherwise, what happens here? Generally, the Jiva is in the false ego. So Prabhupada says, I'm the Lord of all the survey because I want to enjoy. I want everything. I mean, whatever I see, I want to enjoy. Whatever here, I want to, whatever, reaching my hand, I want to grab. There is no limit for me. That is generally the tendency of a Jiva. But for devotee, he is not bothered. Isavasidam sarma yatsinta tena tektena bunjitah. So the Ishopanishad says that one should not, aspire to take anything which does not belong to you. The quota given to me, only that. Chanakya Pandita says that somebody else's money should be considered as a garbage. So, garbage we don't touch. So the property or wealth which is not earned by me is garbage. I should not even aspire to that. Somebody's wife should be considered as a mother. That's why Prabhupada always says that we should address every lady other than his own wife as mother. Not only just address, we should behave, should act, and we should respect like that. That is the etiquette. So then only the devotee level will reach that. And also say that we should respect others as if you want to get respected. If I want to get respected in particular place and circumstances, I should respect others also the same level. Then only I can expect that respect. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Trinadapi Sunichena, Tarorapi Sahishnuna, Amanena, Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari. Trinadapi, like a blade of grass, we should be so tolerant, humble. Like a tree, so humble. Whatever you do, they will shower their shade, they shower their flower, they shower their fruit. They will never react to that. And like without expecting any respect, amanena manadena, always give respect to others. And with that condition, Kirtaniya Sadahari, always chant the holy name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Otherwise, the false ego of the soul thinks that I'm the controller. I want to enjoy everything. Like third chapter, Bhagavad Gita, 27th verse, Krishna says, Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashaha ahankara vimudhatma kartha iti manyate. Three modes, the Prakrite kriyamanani, the three modes, goodness, passion, and ignorance, they manage. The whole Prakriti is managed by three modes. Prakriti guna karmani sarvashaha ahankara, this atma, ahankara, out of ahankara, the mudha, the foolish, the soul thinks that I am the karta iti manyate. Out of foolishness, I think that I am the doer. I am doing this, I am controlling this, I am the proprietor, I am this, everything comes me and mine. Mama mameti. That's where the whole illusion is there. That's why the whole problem is there. So Prabhupada quotes Bhagavad Gita 7.19. Bahuna janmana ante jnanavan ma prapadyante vasudeva sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlabha. Bahuna janmana ante. This soul has gone through 84 lakh species. Bahuna janma, many births. And after that, finally we got this human life. Bahuna janmana ante Jnanavan ma prapadyante. After many lives, that jnana has appeared or arrived. What is that? Vasudeva sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlabha. After that, one who understands Vasudeva sarvamiti. Vasudeva, Krishna is sarva. He is everything. Like Lord Brahma says, Ishwarha Parama Krishnaha Satchidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karana. So that Karana, Vasudeva Sarvamiti, one who understands, one who thinks, not just thinks, understands and acts and behaves like that. Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. That Mahatma Sudurlabha, very rare. Very out of millions, very few will find. Somebody may be dressed up like a sages, but maybe nice acting or behaving, but is he really thinking that? Is he really behaving like that? That is the point. Such a Mahatma. So here Mahatma means in today's world we call many people Mahatma. No, the Mahatma word doesn't fit those materialistic politicians. Mahatma is that person who thinks that Vasudeva is the only savior. I need to surrender only that Vasudeva. That person only can be called Mahatma. And if he thinks that I am the doer, I am the controller, he's not Mahatma. If he thinks this religion, that religion is not Mahatma, or this country, that country is not Mahatma. One who completely surrendered to Krishna, only not bothered about anything materialist, that is person only can be called Mahatma. We may call so many people Mahatma, so we should be very careful here. So Prabhupada also in the purport talks about the above mentioned facts, the transcendental plane, but factually revealed is transcendental knowledge of advanced state of pure consciousness. Prabhupada talks about a pure consciousness, the different levels of consciousness, the contaminated consciousness, natural consciousness, and the pure consciousness. Pure consciousness is that, like Krishna says that Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Survillabha or Sarvadharma Parityajya. That is a pure consciousness, that without any contamination, like Anyaha Bilashita Shunya, Jnana Karmadi Anavratam, Anukulena, Anukulan, Anushilanam, Bhakti Ruttama. Anushilanam and Anukulanam means it should be what Krishna says, and it should be what Krishna, acted. Should be everything should favorable to him. That's the bhakti is uttama. Otherwise, Prabhupada talks about two kind of bhaktas: impersonalist or devotees. Impersonalist, one who thinks that Krishna is not a person. Krishna is not doesn't have body, is impersonalist. But Prabhupada says no, Krishna is also a person. Like I have this body, my father had a body, my grandfather had a body, his grandfather had a body. So if you go back, the origin father, everybody's father, Krishna, why he doesn't have a body? What logic is that? So otherwise, impersonalist, the end is Brahmajyoti. The last, the part for the impersonalist, Brahmajyoti. Brahmajyoti is the effulgence of Krishna, is the light coming from Krishna. Because in Vaikuntha Loka, there is no light. Na shashanko na bhavakaha, it says, there is no electricity, there is no light. It's everything effulgence coming from Krishna's body. That is the light. So that's the Brahma Jyoti. So impersonalist may go up to that, not beyond that. So then they have to come back. So that's why Prabhupada says here, the what one can save is from only by loving service to Lord. That to transcendental loving service. So a devotee is to take up the service. That's why bhakti means devotional service. There is no bhakti without service. That too, loving service. Sometimes we do service. There are different levels of service. People do out of obligation. Yeah, because he's calling 100 times calling, okay, let me go and sit there. Maybe, just to out of obligation. Or out of sometimes duty, because somebody may be paid, money paid, or or some other duty, or sometime out of fear. Okay, if I don't do it, what will happen? I may get sin, I may get some problem. So out of fear. But all these are not pure bhakti. Pure bhakti is some without any expectation, without any obligation, out of love for Krishna. That is real bhakti. Premanjana churita bhakti vilochanena. In Brahma Samhita says that. That's it should be out of love, pure love. That's why we have to develop that love for Krishna. Then only we can perform services. Nobody need to call. Nobody need to ask. The spontaneous should be. I always should be thinking, what can I do for Krishna? What can I do? How can I serve? How can I serve devotees? This should be my thought process. I mean, does mean that I should give up a family and go? No, be there itself, doing work, doing travel, whatever I have. How can I serve Krishna? How can I serve Krishna's devotees? That is the loving devotion service. That thought process always should be there. Non-stop, non-stop, I should be thinking, okay, what next festival coming? How can I engage myself? What service I can do? Now Damodarati is there. How many people I can call? Where all I can engage program? How many program I can keep my house? When can I do that? How many people I can call? How many times I can go out and ask somebody to offer ghee lamb to the Lord? Because this kind of a service, for example, Damodar Arati, just by offering ghee lamp to the Lord Damodar, there thousands of lives sins are burnt. That is Shastra saying. People may not be outside, may not be knowing it. But unknowingly, just give them a lamp to offer to Damodar. See the benefit they're getting. You are just give them a direct connection to the Lord. That is a great service we can do. Like that, lot of service we can do, especially Damodar month. Each one of us should hold program in your house. Each one of us should hold program, call neighbors, friends, and inspire them to keep the program in their house so that it spreads the mercy of the Lord given to millions of people. It goes on. So we should not hesitate anything. We should not have any, what do you call, uh, hesitance calling. Call 100 people, maybe 10 people will agree, but still we have to do our duty. Otherwise, we are not, developing that, what you call, that dedication to the Lord. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, casual approach. Okay, let me chant, let me do something. Why I should bother others? This is not the attitude of our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Srila Prabhupada. Because our attitude is we are Goshtyanandis, we are not Bhajanandis. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted, he said, Bharata Bhumite Hoile Janma, Kar Sartaka Kar Paropakara says. He says, your Janma, Bharata Bhumi, you are born, your Janma should be Sartaka. When? Kar Paropakara. What is a Paropakara? Yar deko tare kaho Krishna Padesha. Wherever you meet, whomever you see, speak about Krishna. That is the Paropakara. That Paropakara only make your Janma Sartaka. Otherwise, we are Bharata Bhumi, we are burned to the Bharata Bhumi. We should not be burdened to this Bharata Bhumi. We should do our Sartaka by spreading this holy name. That's why Prabhupada says there are different levels of bhakti, the karma yoga, jnana yoga, bhakti yoga. But bhakti yoga is the only practice that can reach the Vaikuntha Loka or Goloka Vranda. Balance all may take up to Brahma Jyoti. So that's why Prabhupada concluding here that Bhakti Yoga, the pure devotional service, only the process which can take us back home, back to Godhead, make this human life successful. Otherwise, I'll have to take birth again. Maybe I may not understand seriousness, because if you really start thinking about, do I really need one more human life? Today itself, our situation in this material world is so bad. And if I take birth again, I don't know how many years will go, because 84 lakhs have to roll. It can be 10,000 years or 1 lakh years. I don't know. But that come back, the material world situation will be so bad. I can't even do bhakti, because this 10,000 years of the Kali Yuga is the golden age. Now this is the time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come. This is the time just 50 years before Prabhupada came. Prabhupada given us the ISKCON and holy name. And we have everything. Bhagavatam is there, Bhagavad Gita is there, and devotee association is there. This is the golden time. Like Sukdev Goswami says that there are so many problems in the material world, especially Kali Yuga, but there is a one good thing, that Kirtana, Krishna's holy name, Mukta Sangasya Kirtana. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is the golden age. Let's take full advantage of golden age and spread this message to as many as possible. Like Krishna guarantees that in 1868 and 69, many times we discussed. He guarantees, one who preaches my holy name is guaranteed to come back to me. And he is so dear, and nobody else dear to me than him. So one who does more preaching, more spreads is dear to Krishna. That's a guarantee Krishna gives 1868-69. So my humble request, Damodar Arati program, please spread this as many people as possible. Thousand people, let's go out every day. Go out, ask 10 people, offer ghee lamp to the Lord. See the change. The whole world can change. With this, I'll stop here. Devotees can share their comments or feedbacks, if any. If I made some mistakes, please forgive me. Hare Krishna. Nada Pranam. Want to start? Asha Mataji, want to say anything?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Mataji, Hare
My
Krishna.
understanding of today, the spiritual loka, there is no time, no birth and death, and there is no time control. In Brahma loka, there is time control. In Vaikuntha loka, all are young. And then how I should always be humble and understanding. There are two things, consciousness, pure consciousness, and two types of people, impersonalist and bhakta. Impersonalist can only reach Brahma Jyoti, and that Brahma Jyoti also, this is the effulgence coming from Krishna. And bhakta is the one who serves the Lord lovingly. That is pure bhakti without any expectation. And then Bhakti Yoga only can take us back home, back to Godhead. In order to, what I should do is I should spread the message of the holy name to as many as possible. That is my takeaway for today, Prabhuji. Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Mataji. Hare Krishna. Archana Mataji, want to say anything? Mariappan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
There is no time control in spiritual world, whereas in material world is fully controlled by time. Spiritual world, no aging factor, Navayavanam. And whereas in material world, everyone is to die, including Lord Brahma. And Saturn, Shani can affect only in material world, whereas no scope of as possibility for Shani in spiritual world. One who surrender to Supreme Lord, leaving complete responsibility on Krishna, will be protected from all miseries. Tendency of Jiva in devotee's tendency towards all women as mother, not to expect respect, pay respect to everyone, and be humble. Chant the Mahamantra always, whereby three modes of nature can be overcome. After going through 84 lakhs of species, finally this human form is achieved. So Mahamantra, Supreme Lord is the one Mahatma. Mahatma thinks Supreme Lord is the only one and only one who can be savior. Different level of consciousness and impersonalist reaches up to Brahma Jyoti. Once again, they have to come back to this world because only up to the effulgence of Krishna they can reach. A devotee must take up loving service, natural, voluntarily, without any expectation, and obligation, and it should be spontaneous, without any consequence of fear. Always looking for services opportunities, share Krishna consciousness among all fellow human beings indiscriminately. And I should not be a burden for this earth. I must take advantage of this life complete and go back home, back to Godhead. Golden age of this Kali Yuga is Mahamantra. That much I understood, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Ji. Thank you. Ramesh Krishna Prabhu, want to say anything? No. Shridevi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Mataji.
In this spiritual world, no past, no present and future, no birth, death, old age and disease, no goodness, passion and ignorance. The astronomical influence directed by the different demigods or mundane creatures is also conspicuous by its absence. The living entities are afraid of satanic influence, but for a devotee on the transcendental plane, there is no such fear at all. This Damodar month will spread Lord's name and try to light lamps for Damodar in as many houses as possible. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Pranams.
Hare Krishna. Shruti Mataji, anything you want to say?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, nothing Prabhuji. Thank you.
Uma Shankar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So very good topic today. So the thing is that we should always remember Krishna. So his name and form is not different. So we should always hear about Krishna, and we should also preach and also to others that they can take up the holy name, and also we can inform them to join the Damodar Arati whenever possible. That is the thing. And yeah, other kinds of thing is that even if you reach the Brahmajyoti, it's a chance of falling down. But in the Goloka Vrindavana, it's not bound by a time or any other things. So that is the thing that can be reached through bhakti. So Kali Yuga is the thing that we can practice these things. And also during the Krishna Janmashtami, also we told that we can do only Krishna Janmashtami here, only here. In Goloka Vrindavana, it's not at all possible. So in the Kali Yuga, it's a very easy and the shortest span of life that we have. We can utilize it for the devotional service.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. How is Mataji? She's
Yes, she's there.
okay, so we'll stop here. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhabheva patitana pavane Vishnavebhyo namo. अनंत वैष्णव वृंद की जाय, ग्रंथरा श्रीमद् भागवतम की जाय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जाय, समवेत भक्त वृंद की जाय. Hare Krishna, then pranams. Tomorrow we'll see, same time. Please join. Please request others also join. Those who not come, please. Maybe possible.
Prasадeshwar Prabhuji class ki jai.
Possible, send a message in the group today. All the groups, request them to join. Hare Krishna, then pranams.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.